apocalypse coming around the corner, and it seems the mainstream is trying to seed this in to having to do with the sun. I've been warning for the past decade that a lights out event can happen, and it doesn't have to be the sun. It can be humans, mankind, flipping the switch or playing games on its fellow peers here on this planet and putting them in the dark. An EMP or just simply attacking the cables, cyber attacks, things of that nature will help bring this about. But if the sun was to unleash anything, the odds of it happening are highest when it hits the peak of its solar cycle. Right now, we're hearing from several different scientists that they believe the peak of this solar cycle 25 is about to happen early. They say that the sun has become more active all of a sudden. It's unleashing solar flares, which are these coronal mass ejections and these geomagnetic storms. They're thinking that this may hit its peak anywhere from the end of this year or throughout 2024 instead of hitting in 2025 as they were calling for. So this increased number of sunspots is going to bring in an increased chance of solar flares. And they're saying that there has been a 5-fold series of C-class and M-class solar flares in 1 year between 2021 and 2022. And they say year on year, the number of the most powerful, the X-class solar flares, is also increasing. They say that the first half of 2023 has logged more X-class flares than all of 2022. And these have classifications of A, B, C, M, and X, each class being at least 10 times more powerful than the previous one. And if the sun was to let loose during this charge up of activity, it very well could spark a Carrington event, which would affect GPS, it would affect satellites, and it could just straight up fry all the components of our ancient grid here in America, of which it seems the United States government knows all about this, and they seem not to care. Remember, we're in the midst of a great reset, where things have to come crashing down before they can reset anything. A lot of these things are part of a plan. And the talk here now is if this whole thing comes down, the internet comes down. And before you'll ever be able to get back online, which could take weeks, months, you're going to have a digital fingerprint that Barack Obama has just stepped out and called for. That everyone across the planet needs to have this to be able to access online content. They've already showed their hand. They showed that they're ready to roll out an agenda as soon as this happens, as soon as the lights go out during this reset. I've warned you, everything with the CBDC, everything. It's going to all come out full scale globally after these bring down events. So things are set to happen here anytime and here any day now. Fed.gov rolls out and it begins in terms of a launch pad for the CBDC in America. I've warned you every step of the way. And it looks like there may be a series of events coming our way to try to usher this stuff in. So whether it's from the sun or from man, just beware of a lights out situation. And the internet going out and you not having access to any information or connecting with anyone worldwide once this is all said and done. It seems they have a plan for when this happens to stop people from accessing the internet unless you have these things, unless you jump through their hoops. Beware, this is what's going down. Join me on the live streams where I break this down further. Find links below. Much.
You're the party crisis. Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, we give all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Akakwadash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I woo well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. And those in the gospel abroad lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just another quick lesson through the Spirit. It's God Dabu 7. And he brings out some quite good content. I don't agree with everything he talks about or everything that he says, but nonetheless, a lot of the things that he do speak about being prophetic in nature, you can tie it to the scriptures. Is why I utilize a lot of his videos when I do lessons, is because they don't really censor, because he's censored, but he's speaking in like PC terms, and he's basically going into the same thing that Dave Hodges, Mike Adams, these guys say in a roundabout way. Like Zero Hedge is a good article resource. Natural News. These are good things to extrapolate information to time into biblical prophecy. So that's why I reference Dabu a lot, because he says some things that's on point. Okay, but he's not on point, but the things he brings out, like this particular cyber event, he have access to particular insiders, if I'm not mistaken, and he understands to some degree what the elites are doing. So they're talking about internet outages, solar flares, okay, and these extra frigid hot temperatures that's been plaguing Babylon, okay, and mainly that of the Midwest. I mean, it's been a drought here since like 2018, which was one of the hottest summers on record since I've been down here. But nonetheless, going into the internet outages, leading to the famine of the word, okay, of you not even able to get this word readily available at your leisure. That's why we tell Jake to get the word now while they can, because time is running down. Like even Noah, when he was out prophesied for those 100+ years, there was a time frame on that, you see. And then he went into another glory when he entered the ark, and the flood came and destroyed the rest of humanity at that time. So it's the same thing here. Like Yahweh Shai said, they was given in marriage and given into marriage until the flood came and took them all away. Because the warning is here, but nobody's taking heed to it. As we're prophesying and speaking of the downfall of this current wicked generation, of this current wicked world, the people waxing worse and worse. And they're taking or making light of the Heavenly Father's words that he sent forth through his prophets. Okay? So, it says here, a solar cycle has been underway since April 2019. Ever since the cycle began, the signs become more active, unleashing solar flares, coronal mass ejections, and geomagnetic storms, with at least one scientist warning solar maximum could arrive ahead of schedule, and that's not great news for the digital economy here on Earth. Now, we did mention the Great Reset. They did mention cyber attacks. They did mention the potty crisis. Potty crisis goes into multiple crises. So with that being said, we know that the elites are conjuring up something through left-hand means to bring about this Great Reset, because in order for them to set up the new world, that's the whole point. The Great Reset is basically saying the NWO without saying it. That's basically what it is, because when you think of you resetting something, that means that you're taking it back to the beginning and you're rebuilding, you see? And that's the plan of the elites, because once they open everything back up, therefore, it's going to be by digital means. So in the process of this breakdown, people are going to have to get that MARK instituted, where they're going to have to get the CHIP, because when they allegedly open back up, that's the only way that you're going to be able to partake in the New World Order. That's why they have the digital infrastructure set up. This is why they have the PayPal. I mean, not the PayPal, but all the wireless shit. All the things you're seeing now is gearing up for this whole reset. So when they open up the new world, you have to already be equipped to enter into that phase, because this way of living, the old money system, the credit cards, and, this old way of being so-called free, you ain't going to be able to go into the new world with that type of old mentality. So they're going to nip that on the bud on this side. Like, all right, look, this is the plan. We're going to have to do X, Y, and Z. But even in the process of that, the word of the Heavenly Father is going to be taken away. Okay, I guarantee you during the time of the NWO was established I won't say fully established, because we know that's not going to happen. But when they get the majority of it off the ground and they decide to open up and do things differently, you better believe that the prophets won't be on the scene at that time. There won't be any speaking of the word of the Heavenly Father. It'd have been the famine by then, because they need to do away with any type of knowledge, any type of information that exposes their plan. So therefore, they're going to have to delete a lot of people and a lot of people are getting ready to come up missing, man. You see? But it says another indication of increased solar activity is the number of intensity in solar flares. Okay, I'm not even gonna read all that shit. I don't even know what it means. But it says over the years we've explained solar flares can spark geomagnetic storms and cause disruptions to satellites and even power grids. That's a big one. Darkness, etc. It says what's concerning is a solar psychic or physicist at the University of College in London, Alex James, told Live Science that the sun's increase in solar activity is a warning sign that the solar maximum could arrive by the end of this year. He said the initial forecast was 2025. So like just like in that movie 2012, when that scientists basically thought that they had time when the geographical the tectonic plate shift and then every basically North Pole became South Pole became basically it was a shift in Earth's magnetic field, and then it caused all these natural disasters. And the guy that was studying, I believe he was like not a paleontologist, but he was them guys that deals with the earth. He studies earthquake. I forgot what they call them, but I forgot what they call it on the tip of my tongue. But basically, he studies the magnitude of earthquakes and so forth like that. And basically, he was like, "Shit, this came a lot earlier than what I anticipated." So it's kind of like the same scene. So you're gonna have a lot of tense weather, a lot of blackouts, man, a lot of fires, a lot of just a lot of craziness. But it says other solar physics have told the science publication very similar forecasts. They warn we are poorly prepared. But the federal government became increasingly serious about potential grid down events produced by solar storms with the 2016 executive order signed by Obama administration titled Coordinating Efforts to Prepare the Nation for Space Weather Events. Okay, so they're basically telling you here, but this is their way of justifying shutting down the you know what. You know. So let's see what this young lady is saying here, man. She may be saying the same thing, but let me go ahead and get a precept real quick before I go to that, because sometimes I end up speaking, being long-winded, and the precept needs to come out. So this is the book of Ezekiel 7, and I'm going to start at verses 20. It says, as for beauty of this ornament, he set it in majesty, but they made the images of their abominations and of their detestable things therein. Therefore I have set it far from them, and I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, and they shall pollute it. Talking about the sanctuary, the temple. When you look at it, you got rats in our land now that's polluting up the place, and that's one of the most happiest cities on the planet Earth, if you know what I mean. Happy ain't talking about, you know what I'm saying, turkey, pepperoni, pizza happy. We talking about boy happy, you know what I mean? But it says here, and make a chain for the land full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Wherefore would I bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. And who's the worst of the heathen? You Amalekites. You Amalekites are orchestrating all this shit, man. Okay, from you Swabs to you Soros to you Rothschilds, you Rockefellers, you have your hand in every wicked deed on the planet, man. That's why it says, I'll also make the pump of the strong to cease, and our holy places should be defiled. But destruction cometh, and they should seek peace, and there should be none, right? Because, hey, they just said that you're poorly prepared. Okay, you people are all fucking twerk crazy on TikTok. You know, only thing you see is the black woman twerking on TikTok doing wickedness, man. But what happens when you have that no more? Like, a lot of you gonna sell yourselves out and accept that micro you know what in order to just enter the NWO, just to twerk on TikTok, just to have a TikTok following. You people gonna sell your souls, man. You know? But it says here, mischief should come upon mischief, and rumor should be upon rumor. Then they should seek a vision of the prophet, and the law should perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients, because we ain't gonna be there to speak to you, man. Mischief should come upon mischief. So when this does happen, in fact, blackouts. What happens during a couple of weeks of blackouts? Food starts going bad. What happens then? The grocery stores are looted. Prior to then, people start running the streets. People start breaking in houses. And you better believe that your house will be looted. Okay, if you have a house that's in visibility and people can see it, they gonna come in your shit, man. Unless the Lord have a hedge of protection around you. But I guarantee you 95% of these houses in these cities will be looted. They will be ransacked, okay, and they will be taken. Because there's going to be a scarcity of product out here. There's going to be a famine, okay? Stores are not going to be open anymore. People ain't going to have jobs to go to. It's going to be a breakdown of society as you know it. And this type of event that they're talking about, that's a breakdown of society, man. And the elites are conjuring that up because ultimately they want this so they can be justified on bringing in a new world. Okay, and you're gonna have the micro see you know what in order to enter that new world. Period. So therefore, the tagging starts before they set it up. So it makes sense as to why everything is going over to CBDC, why Fed now is getting launched. They're trying to do this in a matter of fucking months, man. The way they're talking about accelerating this future 2024, 25, they literally they have no time. They have to make they have to start making moves like today. You know what I'm saying? And I don't doubt that they ain't making moves, man. Okay, they have to be making moves of some sort. That's why all this legislation is coming about. Herbert said, Obama said that, well, look, we have to have everybody have a digital footprint in order to enter this new type of technological age, this internet age. What the hell you think a digital footprint is? It's talking about the micro you know what, which is actually part of his bill that he signed into office in 2012. 2012 or 2013 is part of his medical registry, man. You can read it's like on a page 1,002 or some shit, part of the Obama care planners, whatever that folly is. But it says mischief should come upon mischief and rumor should be upon rumor, and they should seek a vision of the prophet. Hey man, what was you Israelites saying out there? Didn't y'all say something about a microscopic tag and all this other stuff? Yeah. So what's gonna happen now? I don't know. You tell me. But wait a minute, you was them guys that was out there. Y'all know something, man. And look, man, nigga, back up off me, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the law should perish from the priests and the council from the ancients, and the ancients goes into the elders. Okay? And it says, and the king should mourn, and the princes should be clothed with desolation, and the hands of the people of the land should be troubled. That's right. And I will do unto them after their ways, according to their deserts, I will judge them, and they should know that I am Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So, a lot of hell is coming to this place that you call America, man. All right. I don't know if this is what this is talking about, but let me see. Oh, hold up. I think this is Salakia.
Year. So when Sure, tree rings can tell us a lot about trees, but those very rings have helped scientists nail out radiocarbon dating. As a tree's rings denote every year the tree has been around, each layer also captures the radiation signature from the sun for each particular year. So when the sun's radiation hits Earth's atmosphere and transforms nitrogen into a type of carbon, we'll see increased measurements of that carbon isotope in its corresponding layer, and it can tell us when a particularly tempestuous solar storm happened. And now experts say they've found indicators that every 1,000 years, the sun totally pops off in what is oftentimes referred to as a Miyake event, and it could be absolutely devastating to modern life. Previous theories indicated a massive solar flare was likely the culprit. However, inconsistencies in the data now point to what they call a kind of astrophysical storm, something they say could, quote, destroy technology, including satellites, internet cables, long-distance power lines, and transformers. So when can we expect the next one? They say there are indicators that the last one occurred in 774 CE, meaning we would be around 300 years overdue for one of these catastrophic solar events.
See? So it says rumors of a global internet outage due to a severe solar storm have been swirling online, but how true are they? It says, but plenty of us rely on internet access on a daily basis for our work. Entertainment and communication, Salak, I'm eating something. But entertainment and communication needs the rumor of an internet apocalypse have left many worried. Right? No more OnlyFans. Throughout June, the possibility that we can lose internet for months has been spreading. But the very possibility first gained public attention back in 2021 when computer scientist, Sagintha Abdu Joythai at the University of California of Irvine warned that a catastrophic solar storm could occur within the next 10 years. Lord's will. It seems that the space agency NASA is taking the risk of seriously in launching the Parker solar probe, which revealed clues about the sun's atmosphere after successfully navigating through powerful solar winds. But a solar storm refers to atmospheric effects we experience on Earth that originate from the sun, typically caused by solar flares. So through such storms, a stream of electromagnetic field is directed towards Earth, which causes an aurora or borealis. But NASA believes a solar storm runs on an 11-year cycle with their frequency varying. It says their severity can also vary with stronger geomagnetic storms, causing interruptions to satellite, radio, and internet functions. Okay, so Hey, that's the thing. Bible prophecy, hey, Yahweh Shem Shai is not joking around anymore. He's never was, by the way. But my last precept here, and I'm going to end it. 2 Ezra 5, and I'm going to start at verses 9. It says, and salt water should be found in the sweet, and all friends should destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied on earth. One land shall ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous going through thee? And it shall say, no. But at that same time men shall hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. So that's the point, man. This shit is getting ready to fall apart any day now. But I'm going to end it there, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom and a Baba Ball. Shalom.